So let's take a look at this GCSE Maths Grade 9 checklist. So these are some of the topics that you need to know if you are aiming for a Grade 9. We're going through a different topic each day, and today's topic is probability equations. Now these often tend to be the last questions on the paper, so they are some of the hardest GCSE Maths questions that you can get. Here we've got 4 red counters and X blue counters in a bag. We're told 2 counters are removed from the bag at random. The probability both the counters taken are blue is 1/3. We need to find the value of X. Well, let's firstly take a look at the total number of counters, which is going to be 4 plus X, the red plus the blue. Now let's take a look at the probability of selecting a first blue counter. Well, that's going to be the number of blue counters, X, over the total number of counters, which is X plus 4. Now let's assume we have picked a blue counter. Let's take a look at picking another blue counter, so the second counter also being blue. Well, we know we're going to have one less blue counter, so that's X minus 1, and we're going to have one less counter in total in the bag as we've already removed one. So that's going to leave us with X plus 3 counters in total. Now the probability of selecting both counters that are blue is we have to multiply these two probabilities. So we've got X over X plus 4 multiplied by X minus 1 over X plus 3, and we know that that has got to equal 1/3. Now to multiply fractions, we're just going to multiply the two numerators. So we get X times by X, which is X squared, and X times by minus 1, which is minus X. And that's going to be over the two denominators multiplied. So here we've got X times by X, which is X squared, X times by 3, which is plus 3X, 4 times by X, which is plus 4X, and 4 times by 3, which is 12. And we know that this equals 1/3. Let's go ahead and just simplify this by adding like terms. We've got X squared minus X over X squared add 7X add 12 equaling 1/3. Now to remove the fractions here, we can use a quick trick of cross multiplication. So we're just going to multiply 3 by our X squared minus X and 1 by our X squared add 7X add 12. Let's multiply these out. We're going to be left with 3X squared minus 3X equal to X squared add 7X add 12 on the other side. We now want to get all of our terms onto one side of the equation. So let's start by subtracting X squared from both sides. We're going to be left then with 2X squared minus 3X equals 7X plus 12. We then want to remove the 7X, so let's subtract 7X from both sides. And we're going to be left with 2X squared minus 10X equaling 12. And then finally, we want to subtract the 12 from both sides. So we're left with 2X squared minus 10X minus 12 equals 0. At this stage, we can see we can divide this all by 2 to make it a bit easier. And we're left with X squared then minus 5X minus 6 equals 0. And to find X, we just need to factorise. So we're looking for a factor pair of minus 6 that add together to give us minus 5. And we can see that that's going to be negative 6 and positive 1. So in the brackets, we're going to have X minus 6 times by X plus 1 equaling 0. So the two solutions here are either X equals 6 or X equals minus 1. Now, if we take a look back at what X is, it's the number of blue counters. So we know that that cannot be negative. So we can eliminate the answer of X equals minus 1. So there must then be 6 X counters in the bag.